Greetings once again, fellow gamers. This is the gamer guy in a suit from the Echo Army YouTube channel. Today, we are bringing you number 4 in my 30 reviews in 30 days, and this one is a neat little strategy adventure game called The Living Dungeon. The Living Dungeon was released on November 2nd, 2015 by publisher-developer Radiation Burn. Do note that this was a review from a game in my own Steam library and was not provided by a developer and or publisher. To get right down to it, The Living Dungeon is an interesting adventure strategy game with some even more interesting mechanics. The gameplay plays out like a tabletop board game, actually. You have 5 dice that you roll, and you take your actions according to the, rolls that come out on the dice and the current layout of the board. This is where the strategy comes in. The solo campaign is actually pretty fun. I've been following the story along and going through each level. I believe there's something like 30 levels. And going through the levels, none of them are too long or too incredibly difficult until later. I mean, the difficulty does ramp up later on. But in the beginning, it lets you get used to how you explore your way through this dungeon and how you handle all the different dice rolls and the actions that you have at your disposal. And it's actually a lot of fun. The characters are really neat. They flesh out the characters pretty well. The voice actors do a pretty good job. I enjoyed the solo campaign very, very much. This is actually a really neat way to go about the game. The graphics even are pretty solid. It should be noted, however, that the camera in this game is an absolute nuisance, beyond all nuisances. This has one of the worst cameras, and I'll explain how. It's entirely adjustable, and that's good. Each round you can adjust your camera and set it to wherever you like it, and that's really good because you can get different angles when you need to. That's fantastic. The problem is yes, you heard me right, each round. The camera actually resets itself every round, so no matter what, you are left having to readjust, whether you moved or not, whether you took an action or not, you are readjusting the camera every time you want to do anything at all in the game. It becomes incredibly difficult and incredibly frustrating to deal with, because you just want to keep going, you've got your ideas, your strategy laid out, and you just want to play it, and you've got to stumble around with the camera for a minute. That does detract a little bit from it. The other big con of this game happens to be its multiplayer. Again, allow me to explain. It does support local multiplayer. It does not support online multiplayer. Unfortunately, I think this knocks the game down another peg, because online multiplayer would open this game up so much. However, do not let that deter you, as is, with the way things have been going lately with our Steam machines and Steam controllers and big picture and all that. It's actually pretty easy to just get a controller, put this on the big screen or a decent sized monitor, and it's done hot seat style. You can just pass off the controller, everybody can take their turn and go through it, and it's just like playing a board game with your friends without any of the mess or the setup or anything like that. So it actually does come in really handy if you can get, up to 6 people around that are willing to play the game. That's the only thing, is you've got to have the people to play it there with you. Online multiplayer would really, really open this game up. And another thing that I think would open this game up if you did online multiplayer would be Steam Workshop, because a game like this just begs for Steam Workshop. If you could do some little additions and little, add-ons and all that kind of good stuff, you'd get in on this at any price point, especially at $20. You'd be all over this. As it is, in the shape that it's in, with just being the solo campaign and the local multiplayer, I still think this game is worth $15. And it's a good 3 out of 5 for me, and it could be a 4 out of 5, honestly, with that online multiplayer and Steam Workshop. Maybe even a 5 out of 5. I think it would really explode in popularity. I really hope the developers give it a thought. Anyways, I appreciate you joining me for number 4 in our 30 and 30. Hope you hit the subscribe and maybe give me a thumbs up or maybe hit the feedback. Either way, I appreciate you stopping by for this video, and I really hope maybe you go out and give this one a try. This has been the Gamer Guy in a Suit from the Echo Army YouTube channel. Thank you once again for joining us, and as always, happy gaming.